What if the real question haunting the 2025 mega harvest isn't how farmers managed to pull 4.2 billion tons from the fields faster than any year in human history, but what forced them to push themselves and their machines to a speed that feels almost unnatural, like time in agriculture suddenly decided to sprint? The truth is, this year didn't behave like the old seasons. Everything moved differently. From the soil waking earlier to the crops reaching maturity in tighter, more unpredictable windows, and farmers had no choice but to match that pace or lose a huge slice of global food supply. So the entire farming world turned into this massive living system where tech, instinct, and pressure fused together. Across those huge plains where the horizon bends like an ocean, you'd see harvesters so large they look like moving steel houses, chewing through crops at a rate that would have scared the older generation of farmers. And yet operators keep calm while controlling thousands of moving parts, shifting gears between high-yield rows and delicate patches where a slight miscalculation could crush entire sections. And up in the sky, fleets of drones trace tight loops over the fields, sending back real-time heat maps that highlight crop density, water pockets, insect hotspots, and even protein levels in certain grains. So every decision happening on the ground comes from a constant flow of microscopic information. No more guessing, no more waiting for signs, just instant reactions. There's scientists involved too, but not in the way Hollywood shows them. These folks stand at temporary command trailers set right next to the fields, checking soil health dashboards, nutrient cycles, and even the vibration signatures of machinery. Because when you're moving millions of tons a day, one loose bolt can shut down an entire section of farmland and mess up the schedule for 3 cities that depend on the shipment. And while all this tech sounds futuristic, farmers still put their fingerprints on every major action. They adjust things based on smell, color, temperature changes on their skin, tiny shifts in wind direction that machines still can't fully understand. So it's this crazy mix where human senses and hypermodern systems bounce off each other. Meanwhile, processing hubs right at the edge of the fields operate like mini factories, sorting and cleaning crops within minutes of arriving. And you'll see conveyor belts running so fast the grain looks like liquid gold flowing to the silos. Some farms even built pop-up storage cylinders this year, huge temporary metal towers rising overnight, because the pace of harvesting was so extreme that older storage setups couldn't hold the insane output. And the human side of it is intense. Crews work in rotating shifts, grabbing food on the move, laughing through exhaustion, calling out warnings through radios that sometimes crackle so much you can't tell if it's static or someone panicking over a clogged chute. Tractor drivers switch seats with machine technicians in the middle of the field without shutting anything down, because every second counts, and the entire operation feels like a heartbeat, loud, heavy, constant. At night, the fields glow like cities, with LED lights stretching in long lines, making the whole region look like a giant industrial runway. And in those dark hours, machines run even harder because cooler air reduces engine stress and keeps crop moisture stable, so nighttime becomes the most valuable window. And as the numbers climb, as shipments rush out in endless trains and trucks, as port terminals stay awake round the clock to receive grain that left the soil barely hours earlier, people start to realize this harvest isn't just big, it's a turning point. A quiet, powerful shift. A reveal of what agriculture is becoming. And deep inside, even the toughest farmers who rarely speak their fears out loud keep thinking about the same sharp, unsettling question that started floating around during the peak days of the harvest. If 2025 pushed the world to gather 4.2 billion tons this fast, with this level of pressure and precision, then what strange, unstoppable scale is waiting just beyond the next season?